Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. So because Hulu's only available in Japan and the United States exclusively, if you try to access it from outside the States or Japan, although you may be able to browse it, you still won't be able to use your account and play any kind of media. So in order to access Hulu when you're outside the States or Japan, you can use a VPN. Now, the problem with most VPNs is that they will be recognized by Hulu, and if that happens, then you won't be able to access Hulu at all. And it'll give you this little error that essentially tells you you won't be able to access it as long as you're using the VPN, so turn it off. And when you turn off the VPN, obviously you're not going to be able to use Hulu because you're not in the correct region. Now, in order to fix this, what you want to do is use a reliable VPN, and I'll talk about these a little bit later on, but essentially what you want to do is download and install any of these VPNs. They'll work perfectly fine, and you can use the links below if you want to save some more money on your first subscription, of course. But once you've downloaded any of these VPNs, simply head on to locations. I like to use Express and just connect to an American location. Once you're connected to the American server, you can double check on any IP finder that you're indeed connected to that server, and that is basically it. Now, here's the thing, when it comes to Hulu, if it's still recognizing that you're using a VPN, even when using a reliable VPN like Express, Nord, or Surfshark, then there are a couple of fixes that you could do. The first one is just simply turn off your VPN and then turn it back on, and you'll notice that if I go to the IP finder here, it'll pick up a different IP address, which we can then use to potentially access Hulu without any issues. Now, if you're still having issues, then the last thing you want to do is go to Settings, go to Privacy and Security, and from here, click Delete Browsing History, and just make sure that the Hulu website does not remember that you've tried to access it, well, ever. So just go ahead and delete your cookies and cached images and files, and don't worry, if you delete them, you just have to log in to the websites that you'd like to visit again, and you'll be good to go from there. But just delete the cache if it's still not working. But more often than not, you won't really have to delete your cache with Hulu as long as you're using a good VPN. And that's essentially it when it comes to accessing Hulu, Netflix, or any other streaming service. Whether you're in Europe, Australia, the States, or wherever else, you'll be able to access whatever content you'd like to access. Again, as long as you're using a good, reliable VPN. Now, I like to use one of these three VPNs, particularly ExpressVPN, simply because of the speed of connecting and disconnecting. As you can tell, it took roughly less than a second, or, well, a second at worst, to connect. Whereas if I go to NordVPN here, although NordVPN is a faster VPN in theory, it's not exactly faster when it comes to connecting to the servers themselves. So as you can tell, it is taking quite a few seconds to connect, roughly 10 seconds, sometimes a little bit less, but sometimes a little bit more. But to avoid having to wait this kind of time to connect to the VPN, I would just rather go with ExpressVPN, which again, as you can tell right here, will connect roughly in a couple of seconds. If it takes too long, it'll take about 2 seconds. And this is specifically possible thanks to ExpressVPN's lightweight UDP protocol, which is super optimized with Windows, whereas with NordVPN, you are getting the NordLynx protocol, which is the fastest protocol available when it comes to download and upload speed. At least between these three, NordVPN will be the fastest one and arguably faster than any other VPN in the business. So if that's what you're looking for and you also want a bunch of bonus features that can be very useful in a handful of situations, then go with Nord. If you're looking for ease of use and reliability and consistency and overall the best VPN, I would just go with Express. It's a very easy recommendation for me because it just never fails to access content that I'm trying to access, no matter the location. And if you're looking for the best budget VPN that gets the job done at the cheapest possible cost, then Surfshark will absolutely be your go-to here, especially that you're able to virtually secure an unlimited number of devices with just a single subscription, as opposed to ExpressVPN's 8 device limit and NordVPN's 10 device limit. So if that's something that you're interested in, again, it's up to you whether you want to go for one over the other. I personally prefer ExpressVPN just because it gets me going as quickly as possible and I wouldn't really want to go back to any other VPN unless there are specific features that I'm looking for which are not available in Express but could be available in Nord and Surfshark. Again, for more information, you can check out the reviews below. But besides that, just make sure that you don't spend more than what you have to on these VPNs, because a lot of people end up spending more money on the monthly plan thinking they're not going to need the VPN for longer than a month, but they end up using it for more than a month, and it keeps resubscribing to this very expensive rate. So unless you know you're not going to need the VPN for more than a month, then you can just go for something that saves you a little bit more, like the 6-month or the 12-month plan, especially when clicking the link in the description down below, which will save you even more money. And this doesn't just apply to Express, but also to Nord and Surfshark. So that'll be it for this video. Again, you'll find everything you need in the description below, and comment if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer all of them. Like and subscribe if you'd like to support the channel and stay up to date with everything VPNs and cybersecurity. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day.